Alright, welcome to part 3, where we're gonna derive the speed of the convoy with the information we already obtained. First step in this process is getting a relative bearing to the ships and timestamping these. That's gonna be very important, and why I tell you later. The boat has been moved somewhat. We're now on the right side of the convoy, perpendicular to them. Here's the first timestamp, as you can see, at a relative bearing of 298. There's going to be some speeding up in this video, because else this process stage takes much longer. I'm going to do this for both ships. Here is what we should call the square ship. She was at a relative bearing of 298 when we timestamped her the first time, which put her right there. Here's the second ship. We're also going to timestamp her on a relative bearing of 305 in this case. First comes the timestamp, pop, pop, and then draw on the map the relative bearing to where she is. Well, she was the ship that was further away from us, since we're on the other side of the convoy now, so that's going to put her right there. Little speeding up again. Now we're going to mark the right side ship, the square ship again, at a relative bearing of 300. So as you can see, that took about 3 minutes. Now she's at 300. Oh, let me get a dotted line here, which puts her right there. Now what we know, since we measured the time, we know how long it took her to move from the point we first timestamped to move to the point we timestamped the second time around. And we can use this very easily by manipulating the map tools to get our speed. Alright, back to timestamping the other ship. In this case at a relative bearing at, what is that? 308. Can't really see it that well when I'm editing videos. But then you'll see why we need to do this. Alright, so the first ship took 3 minutes to go there, and the second ship took 3 minutes and, what is that? 40 seconds, around there. 3 minutes and 50 seconds, I mean. Check that again. Well, we can simply draw with the line tool and using Q and bottom up, bottom down to set the speed of the speed tool. And you'll see that this ship, to pass between the first point and the second point, will take 3 minutes at 4.7 knots. Now the second ship, she took 3 minutes and 45 seconds, thereabout, is also traveling at 4.7 knots. I'm sorry to rush these tutorials a little bit, but I don't want to make them too lengthy. I hope everything is clear. And this is how you derive speed of the convoy by relative bearing change. If you have any questions, let me know.